So what is happening, everybody? Happy Tuesday or Thursday. I'm not sure what day this one's getting released. I'm recording a little early, but we've also got another awesome podcast that either just came out or that is coming out with one of our gym members and our fitness director, Kimber. So apologies here, but I've got a good message that I want to talk to you guys about today. It's actually a book that I'm reading, so some knowledge, some insight that I want to share with you, and that's all we're really going to talk about today. So before I get into that, let me cross this street without getting hit by a vehicle. My name is Colton Burt. I am the host of the Grizzly Life podcast. We release episodes every Tuesday and Thursday, typically at midnight or 5 a.m. I can't remember what we do, but we release them every Tuesday and Thursday. We set out on this mission a year, in February of 20. I just kind of woke up and said, you know what, we're going to start just producing. I'm going to work on my voice. I'm going to work on my message. I'm going to start talking more. I'm just going to do the thing. Otherwise, I was never going to do it. I'm sure we all have one of those things where we know we should do it. We got to get out there and do it. It's just, excuse after excuse, or really it's yourself. You're in your own way. You're saying, hey, maybe tomorrow, right? Maybe next week, maybe next month. I'll start, around the new year when I get that motivation, right? So this is a very common thing. So February 25, I just said, you know what? I'm going to start doing this, whether 0 people listen or 1 million or 100 or 10 or whatever, how many ever people listen, I'm going to do it consistently and hold myself accountable. So that was the decision I made. So any of you tuning in, the things that we talk about on this podcast, my promise to the listener is that I want to help you be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. I want to be that person in your friend group. I want this podcast to be that person inside your friend group that forces you to go to the gym, that makes you wake up a little bit earlier, that makes you go to bed on time, or that makes you just be a little bit better. I want to be that friend that brings you up to that next level. That is my goal for you. Sorry about that. I was walking and talking here. So that is my goal for you, is to help you come up to the next level. Things that we talk about on this podcast. We've got 6 gym locations. We've got a fitness equipment install company. We've got a bar and restaurant. On top of that, we've got the real estate. We've got just a lot of different moving parts. So I'm constantly learning and evolving. I'm trying to become a better leader, trying to become a better coach, trying to run a better business, become more efficient and effective. So I'm learning AI. I'm learning leadership skills, the conversations that I have with my team and my staff, the business events that I go to, the books that I read, anything that I kind of pick up or things that I'm going through currently, whether it could be my fitness routine and things like that, things of that nature as well. I will come back to this podcast and just kind of share that knowledge, that information, the things that I am picking up on. So that is me trying to give back, trying to help you become a little bit better. So anyways, without further ado, I'm trying to figure out this intro here. If it's your first time tuning in, I appreciate you for being here. If you're day one or somewhere in between, please share with friends and family. Help grow the show. It's on you guys, obviously. We're doing it for you. So if you have any friends or family or somebody who you think can maybe get some value out of something we say, feel free to share the message. But again, I appreciate you. If you've been here since day one or somewhere in between, I really do appreciate you, and thank you for tuning in. And if it's your first time, I appreciate you too. So enough talking about nothing here. The book that we are reading currently, I want to say it's called Be Your Future Self Now, or something like that, by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. I have read a couple books by him. And if you're an OG, if you've been listening to a while, you know that I talked about one called 10X is Easier than 2X. Very brief on that book. Instead of just thinking about how do I double, my revenue, my income, my life, whatever you're trying to double, think about 10Xing it. And when you go to the 10X mindset, what it does is it forces you to think much bigger, and you kind of stop thinking about all the little bullshit things that you don't really need to do, right? It kind of gets you out of the weeds. So I definitely recommend that book, 10X is Easier than 2X, if you're looking for kind of that growth mindset and to kind of accomplish more. But be your future self now. The reason I want to talk about this is I think I've got like 50, 60 pages left. I'm going to finish it this week. But I'm constantly nagging you guys here to be the best version of you, and to think about when you are, think about 30, 40 years from now, or in the future, 20 years from now. Think about when you are 70, 80, 90 years old. Do you want to be able to take care of yourself and function and live your life the way you want to live it, or do you have to, do you need help every day, right? Like these are things that I'm constantly kind of talking about, is plan for the future. So be your future self now. It's pretty straightforward on what we are trying to accomplish, but invest in you now. Think about what you can do today that future you will say thank you. What will future you, you work out every day, and future you is going to be stronger. It's going to look back and say, I appreciate, past me that forced me to do these things, right? So think about 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, whatever you want to think about. What kind of image do you want to have? What kind of person do you want to be? What do you want to be able to do? What is important to you in your life? And it's okay that these images and these thoughts change, but truly, what do you want to be in the future? And you should have some sort of idea. Like, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like to think about the future. I don't like to think about goals. I don't, at the end of the day, say you're in your 40s. When you're 65, I mean, maybe you're a grandparent. Maybe you've got kids and they're going to have kids, right? What kind of grandparent do you want to be, right? Think about, like, family is usually what gets people kind of going, right? What do you want to be able to do at that age and with your grandchildren? What do you want to be able to do on that family vacation? Do you want to be able to take care of yourself? Do you want to be able to, walk around? Do you want to have to get, you don't want, I can just assume that nobody has the goal that they want to be pushed around an airport, that they want to, and I know there's unforeseen circumstances. There are things that happen, but I'm saying doing what you can to prevent those things, doing what you can to stay in the best shape of your life. This isn't just fitness related. This is also knowledge based. Like, what things in 10 years do you think you're going to need to know that you don't know now? Being a homeowner, taxes, whatever, right? Like, you want to become more knowledgeable, understand more things, become more wise, teach your grandchildren things maybe, right? So be your future self now. Start envisioning what that is, and be able to grasp it, be able to understand it, be able to define it. And you need to work towards that each and every day. The biggest thing about the book for me, we all have, I'll back up. I would say that I've got a pretty strong mindset. I've got a pretty good general routine, pretty good general habits. I care, I wake up and do the things, but even for me, sometimes reading a book like this, for example, Atomic Habits by James Clear. That was one of the first books that I read when I really started getting into reading 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Sometimes these books are good to just reinstill the positive mindset, the action-oriented, like just being able to do the thing. So that's kind of my big thing with this book. I do invest in my future, but there's still bad habits that I have. There are still things that I shouldn't do or that I should do that I'm not doing. And sometimes reading a book like this, I'm sure you all have had that conversation with that older individual that's maybe more wise or more somebody who's been through more experiences than you, maybe somebody who's gone through something that you're about to go through, and they give you some sort of knowledge or feedback and some things to think about and ponder on, and just again, like, get your mind in that mindset. When you reminisce, or when you talk with, I'm just thinking about like a conversation with my grandpa and I, and hearing his stories from when he was young, right? When he was a little kid, when he was, when he was in his 20s and 30s, like I am now, it just kind of makes you think, like, damn, where did time go? Where does time go? And they always say, like, be careful with how fast time goes. Like, don't blink, right? By Kenny Chesney. Time goes by so quickly. And so again, what are you doing with your time? And are we thinking about our future? Or are we just going day to day? So when I read a book like this, it kind of reinstills some good, the positive affirmations, the mindset that I'm looking for. So I don't think reading self-help books all the time is the answer, but I am saying that reading a book like this from time to time, maybe quarterly or whatever, is a good way to focus up, to realize why you're doing what you're doing, and to just take a step back and take a breath for a moment and enjoy life, but also, what do I have to look forward to? Our mind is so easily stuck on memories and things that have already happened because we've experienced them, but we're not thinking enough about the future and being able to really imagine that. Our imagination is great with the past because we've been there, we've lived it, we've seen it, we've done it. It's not so good with imagining the future. So think about, in the next 10 years, how much different of a person you are going to be. What are you going to be? How is your life going to be different than it is right now? Are you going to have kids? Are you going to have grandkids? Are you going to have the house you want? Are you going to have the family you want? Are you going to have the money that you want, the job that you want, the business that you want, right? The vehicle that you want, right? Like, how much different is your life going to look like in 10 years? And again, define that, understand that. And once you have a target, once you understand where you're going, you can actually work towards the thing. You can actually move towards what we're trying to approach, right? I know personally when I try to, when I'm just like working and like, even for today, for example, I'm doing this walk and talk now, but I didn't have a good plan of attack going into today. I didn't have a good schedule created for me. So now as I'm working throughout the day, I'm like, what the hell am I even doing? Like, what am I getting done? What is the purpose today? Like, why, like, what should I be working on, right? Like, that's where my mind is at. So same thing, when I've had periods of life where I never really set a clear goal for the business. I never really set a clear goal for my personal health and fitness. And the easiest way for me to explain it too is when you are on a sports team, if you got to experience that, maybe you were super into school, I was into both, but you had something to work towards. Becoming a state football, winning the state championship, right? Winning a trophy, taking first place at a tournament. You had a reason to become better and to be the best. And like to, whatever your part on the team was, like you wanted to hopefully put your team in a better position to win, right? And you had a why. You had something bigger than just you. It was a team. It was a reason. So when I am working, and I've had periods of time where I don't have defined outcomes, defined things that we're shooting for, I do not, we're just, again, we're just aiming wanderously, right? That's how I want to say that. We're just treading water. We're not swimming. We're not trying to get to the other end of the pool. We're not trying to get to the next pool over. We are just treading water. We're just shooting an arrow at no target. We're, just walking through the woods at night with no compass, no flashlight. We don't know where we're going. So think about your future. Think about what you want to accomplish and what makes you proud. And stop taking time for granted. Realize that tomorrow you might not wake up. And what are they going to say about you when you're gone? What is the legacy you're leaving behind? What is the thing that you're building or working with and feeling accomplished with? What are you doing, right? Know why you're doing it and go out and attack that thing. When I have a target, when I know what I'm aiming for, what I'm trying to accomplish, I tell you, we get a lot closer to that target than the target I didn't know I was going for, if that makes sense. When I look back, when I don't have a target, and you look back and you're like, what the hell did we just do the last 3 months, month, week, day, whatever? You're like, where was I even going? Now when I have a target, I can see how close I got to the thing. I'm the type of guy who likes to aim real big. I like to have big targets and come up short versus a short target and go over. That's just my leadership. That's just my mindset. Shoot for the moon, aim for the stars, whatever. I'd like to, I don't want to aim for the stars and land on the moon. I want to shoot for the stars. And if I land on the moon, I come up short, but I was going for the big. I don't know. I don't know if I just said that right. I like to think as big as possible. I'm okay with coming up short because at least I'm working towards the big thing. So anyways, Be Your Future Self Now. It's a good book. It's just kind of, again, giving you some positive, mindset stuff, thinking about being future you and what you want that to look like. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have either a wonderful Tuesday or Thursday, depending on when you hear this. We will talk to you soon. If you got any value from this, share today's episode. If you know a friend or family member who could use it, send it their way. I appreciate you guys, and go be the best you. Be 1% better today and live for the future. Thank you.